7. Deep signs. She's truly yours. They say love is blind, but maybe, just maybe, love has a very selective vision. Here's a question for you, a real one. If a woman truly loves you, how would you actually know? I'm not talking about the surface level stuff, not Netflix cuddles, not birthday cards, or that warm, fuzzy feeling you can replicate with a heating pad and a Hallmark subscription. No, I'm talking about the kind of love that fundamentally changes the very physics of a woman's world. The kind of love that rearranges her emotional furniture without her even realizing it's happening, without her asking for permission. Because here's the secret most people won't tell you. When a woman genuinely loves you, she doesn't just show it, she leaks it. You see it in how she pauses, in what she carefully hides, in where her gaze lands when she thinks you're not looking. You don't catch it in the grand fireworks display, you find it in the subtle glitches, in those quiet, in-between moments when she forgets she's performing for the world. Think about this. A 2018 study from the University of California found that people deeply in love tend to unconsciously mirror each other's brainwaves during conversation. That's not just a poetic metaphor, that's hardcore neuroscience. Your very presence, your voice, the way you exist in the world, it literally begins to rewire her. And yet, despite all this profound scientific truth, many of us still find ourselves scrolling Reddit at 2 a.m., lost in thought, wondering if she actually loves us or if she just loves the idea of not being alone. Let's cut through that noise. Let's fix that uncertainty. No fluff, no romanticized fairy tales, no BS. Just 7 powerful, undeniable signs that she's not just into you, not just liking your vibe, but that she is actually deeply, spiritually, and intrinsically entangled with you. If you're the kind of man who hungers for more than just surface-level advice, if you're here because you're tired of playing games and you're truly ready to understand women, and more importantly yourself, on a deeper, almost uncomfortably honest level, then lean in close and listen carefully. And by the way, if you're finding the wisdom on Stoic love compelling, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of men who refuse to settle for superficial connections, men who seek genuine depth in every aspect of their lives. Join us. Sign 1. She fights you like she's trying to save herself from drowning. Wait, what exactly? This might sound completely counterintuitive, even shocking, but hear me out. When a woman genuinely loves you, when her heart is truly invested, she will at times argue with you like it's her sacred religion. I'm not talking about petty squabbles over whose turn it is to do the laundry or which TV show to binge watch next. No, I'm talking about the kind of arguments that feel like you're both desperately trying to perform open-heart surgery on each other with nothing but kitchen knives. It's intense, it's raw, it feels profoundly uncomfortable. You want constant peace and quiet. Then date someone who frankly doesn't care enough to truly challenge you, someone who is indifferent to your long-term presence in their life. You want real, transformative love. Then, my friend, you need to strap in, because it's going to be a bumpy, yet incredibly meaningful ride. Let's break this down with a scenario. Imagine a couple. Let's call them Jake and Maria. Jake is sitting on the edge of the bed, feeling utterly bewildered. Maria is standing by the door, her face a storm of emotions, half crying, half furious, her voice strained as she repeats, "You don't get it, Jake. You never get it." And all Jake can think is, "We were fine yesterday. Why are we suddenly talking to each other like we're opposing lawyers in a high-stakes courtroom drama?" The answer is simple, yet profound. Because love, real, unvarnished love, is a massive liability. It exposes you. It strips away your defenses. And when she's truly and deep, when she's fallen not just for your charming smile, but for the complex, sometimes difficult, shadow parts of you, it absolutely terrifies her. You have to grasp this fundamental truth. When a woman deeply loves you, she hands over emotional nuclear codes. She gives you the keys to the most vulnerable, protected parts of her that no one else has ever been allowed to touch. And if she even suspects you might fumble or drop those keys, if she fears you might inadvertently damage those precious parts of her, she panics. It's an instinctive, primal fear. This isn't about her trying to create drama. This is about her deep, subconscious drive for self-preservation. She's not attacking you personally. She's fiercely defending the version of herself that only exists, that only feels safe to exist in your intimate presence. It might be incredibly inconvenient for you. It might feel profoundly confusing, but make no mistake, it is undeniably real. The great philosopher Soren Kierkegaard, a man who spent more time dissecting the complexities of love and existence than perhaps any man should, once articulated a chilling truth. The greatest hazard of all, losing oneself, can occur very quietly in the world, as if it were nothing at all. Now, I want you to reread that quote. Internalize it. She's not fighting you because she's simply angry. She's fighting because she is genuinely scared of losing herself in you. That, my friend, is the profound paradox of deep love. The woman who genuinely loves you will, at times, become the most challenging person to be with. Why? Because loving you means inevitably surrendering parts of herself that she has spent a lifetime meticulously protecting, parts of her identity she has carefully built walls around. Every intense argument, every seemingly irrational overreaction, every agonizingly misread text message, that's often her subconscious, raw and unfiltered, crying out, "Please, please don't make me regret loving you." Sign 2. She shows you her ugly, without warning, without pretense. There is a singular, pivotal moment in every truly authentic relationship that almost nobody ever talks about. It's not the thrilling first kiss that takes your breath away. It's not the tender "I love you" whispered for the very first time. No, it's when she finally lets you see her ugly. And when I say ugly, I'm not talking about a bad hair day or an unflattering outfit or even an unfiltered selfie on social media. I'm talking about the raw, exposed emotional underbelly of her being. The frayed, sensitive nerves, the deep-seated chaos, the painful history she swore, with every fiber of her being, that she would never confess to anyone, let alone to someone who might one day simply walk away. When a woman truly loves you, something profound shifts within her. Suddenly, her carefully curated perfect composure becomes entirely optional. Her meticulously constructed emotional armor slips, not because she trusts you in the casual way she trusts a close buddy, but because, in some strange, almost cosmic way, her innermost soul recognizes yours. And in that recognition, it quietly whispers, You can hold this. Now you need to understand that this is incredibly sacred ground. Tread carefully. When she finally lets the mask fall, when she confides in you about the lingering pain of her father leaving when she was a little girl, or the devastating betrayal by a friend she once considered a sister, or even the chilling morning she woke up and didn't recognize the person staring back at her in the mirror, that, my friend, is not a moment of weakness. That is the war paint being removed. That is her exposing her authentic self. These moments don't always arrive with a dramatic warning siren. Sometimes it happens unexpectedly in the quiet familiarity of the kitchen while she's simply slicing vegetables for dinner. Sometimes it's late at night, in the comforting darkness of your bed, her head resting on your chest, when she whispers something she has genuinely never said out loud to another living soul. And sometimes, almost jarringly, it happens mid-laugh, when a forgotten memory suddenly hijacks her joy, leaving her breathless and teary-eyed. And what she's thinking in that vulnerable moment, what she's absolutely terrified of, is that this sudden, raw exposure will make you pull away, that you'll suddenly see her differently, that you'll become quiet, distant, that you'll retreat, leaving her alone with her exposed vulnerability. But here's the crucial twist. She wants you to stay, but she is also subconsciously testing if you are truly the kind of man who can stay. Philosophically, true love is not just about magnetic attraction. It is fundamentally about exposure. We are all intricate mosaics of both breathtaking beauty and profound brokenness. And when someone genuinely loves you, they cease curating their image for you. They stop meticulously editing the highlight reel of their life and instead, with trembling hands, start showing you the raw footage, the cutting room floor. Think of it in these terms. The most dangerous yet most liberating thing you can ever say in a relationship is, "This is who I really am." And the most profoundly beautiful thing someone can do in return is not flinch. That's precisely what she's doing when she shows you her ugly. She's risking your reaction. She's watching with bated breath to see if the man who loves her so tenderly in the glowing light will still genuinely recognize her, still accept her in the deepest, darkest corners of her being. If she has never truly cracked open around you, ask yourself this hard question. Have you ever genuinely made her feel like her imperfections, her vulnerabilities, were truly welcome? Because when a woman loves you authentically and genuinely, she doesn't just need to be adored, she needs to be accepted. Not the perfectly filtered Instagram version of herself. Not the carefully constructed version that effortlessly laughs at all your jokes and always smells like fresh strawberries, but the real, unvarnished version who sometimes spirals into self-doubt, second-guesses every decision, self-sabotages her own happiness, and desperately needs your steady hand to help her find her way back. You truly want to know if she's deeply in love with you. It's not when she looks absolutely flawless. It's when she courageously lets you see the version of her she would never, ever post about online, and silently prays with every fiber of her being that you won't run for the hills. Sign 3. She remembers the details you forgot you ever said. Some people, and you know them, listen to respond. Their minds are already formulating their next sentence before you've even finished yours. Some people listen to judge, dissecting your words for flaws or weaknesses. But when a woman genuinely loves you, she listens to remember. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff, like your birthday or your favorite pizza toppings, though she'll remember those too. I'm talking about that throwaway, offhand story you told her once, months ago. Maybe about how your grandfather, a stern but loving man named Arthur, used to always drive with the windows down and play classic blues music on Sundays, creating his own special kind of church. And then, weeks or months later, one ordinary day, you get into her car. And there it is, the haunting melody of a BB, King track on the stereo, windows slightly cracked, just like your grandpa used to do. No grand announcement, no "see what I did for you," just her quietly, intentionally, showing love in the most subtle, profound way. When a woman is truly in love, she doesn't just collect facts about you, she collects pieces of you. She notices the almost imperceptible shift in your voice after a particularly stressful call from work. She clocks the name of your childhood dog, a scruffy golden retriever named Max, and tucks that memory away like sacred treasure. She knows precisely how you take your coffee, 2 sugars, a splash of oat milk. But more importantly, she knows why, because you once casually mentioned your grandmother did it that exact way. And that little detail, that tiny echo of your past, stuck with her. Love, in its purest form, isn't about grand, sweeping gestures that get broadcast on social media. It's about these micro-memories. It's the silent, unspoken proof that you matter to her on a molecular, almost cellular level. Think about the world we live in. It's a place where everyone is constantly distracted, where people can barely remember what they had for breakfast this morning. In that cacophony of forgetfulness, someone actively choosing to remember the intricate details of you is arguably the most radical act of care, of genuine affection you can ever receive. And here's where it becomes truly philosophical. True love, in its essence, is profound attention, and profound attention is the most valuable currency of presence. So when she consistently remembers, when she effortlessly brings up little things you forgot you even shared, it's not just sweet or charming. It is sacred. She's not just passively hearing you speak, she's actively witnessing you. And that kind of attention, that level of deep, focused presence is incredibly rare. It's inconvenient for her. It requires significant emotional energy. So if she's doing it, don't mistake it for mere habit or coincidence. That, unequivocally, is love. Sign 4. She challenges your comfort because she sees your depth. This is a tough one for many men to grasp because it directly confronts a common misconception. Most men confuse superficial comfort with genuine connection. They think, she makes me feel so relaxed, so at ease. She must really be into me. And while comfort is certainly a component of any healthy relationship, true transformative love isn't a warm, predictable bath. No, real love is much more like a forest fire, a powerful, unpredictable force that demands you either intensely grow and adapt or risk getting burned by its truth. When a woman genuinely loves you, truly sees your potential, she will do something that is both incredibly maddening and profoundly magical. She will challenge you, not in a petty, critical way, not in a "you're not good enough" demeaning way, but in a powerful, unwavering, "you are capable of so much more than you realize, and I simply refuse to pretend otherwise" kind of way. And this, my friend, is precisely where it gets uncomfortable. She'll ask the piercing questions that make you squirm, the ones you've expertly avoided for years. She'll fearlessly call out the well-rehearsed excuses you've deployed your entire life to avoid taking that next scary step. She'll notice with an almost uncanny precision when you intentionally dim your own brilliant light just to fit in with people who honestly don't deserve your authentic presence. And crucially, she won't let it slide. Not for a second. Here's the powerful twist. She's not doing any of this to control you or to make you feel inadequate. She's doing it because when she truly loves you, she becomes deeply, intrinsically invested in your personal evolution, your journey to becoming your highest self. She's not just looking at the man you are right now. She's loving the trajectory of you, the breathtaking potential of you. And that, fundamentally, is why she refuses to accept any version of you who is simply coasting, playing small, or settling for less than you deserve. But heed this warning. If you mistakenly interpret that profound challenge as mere nagging or as her being overly critical, you will tragically miss the miraculous gift she is offering. The truth, an often inconvenient truth, is that real love doesn't coddle you into complacency. Real love courageously calls you out, not because you are failing, but because someone finally sees your full, magnificent picture, and they are brave enough, loving enough to say, "You are playing small, and I won't stand idly by and watch you do it." If she is the kind of woman who simply doesn't let you lie to yourself, who holds up a mirror to your own potential, that is not her being difficult. That, my friend, is her being profoundly devoted to your growth. If you're starting to see the deeper truths in your own relationships, hit that like button and share this video. Your insights might just help someone else on their journey. Sign 5. She defends you when you're not in the room. Let's run a scenario in your mind. Imagine your name comes up in a casual conversation at a social gathering, a work event, or a family dinner. You're not physically present to hear it. You're in another room, or perhaps you're simply not there at all. Now here's the crucial question. When your name arises, what does she do? Does her face subtly soften with a genuine smile? Does she calmly, yet firmly, correct someone who might misrepresent your character or intentions? Does she step in, even with the most subtle shift in body language or tone, when someone's conversation about you veers sideways into negativity or gossip? If a woman genuinely loves you, her loyalty isn't just a performative act she puts on when you're watching. It's an intrinsic, powerful instinct. And that instinct reveals itself most profoundly in places and moments you will never get to witness firsthand. She's not loving you to score points with you. She's loving you actively and fiercely in your absence. When most people talk about real love, they typically describe the easily visible stuff, the hand-holding, the thinking of you texts, the cozy, intimate dates. But I'm here to tell you that this deeper, more powerful form of love often lives in the unseen moments. It exists in that precise moment she consciously chooses to honor and protect your name, your reputation, your very essence, when you're simply not around to see her do it. It's subtle, it's deeply philosophical, because it speaks volumes to the core of who she truly believes you are, even when you're not there to reinforce that belief. And here's a powerful truth. Even when you mess up, and let's be honest, we all do, perhaps especially when you mess up, she's not out there airing your flaws and vulnerabilities like dirty laundry flapping on a windy day. She protects you in a way that is silent, unyielding, strong, and absolutely unwavering. It's not that she thinks you're perfect, it's that she simply refuses to let anyone else reduce you to your worst moment or define you by your temporary setbacks. Consider this true story. A man named Michael once overheard his girlfriend Clara at a bustling dinner party. He was in the kitchen getting drinks when he heard someone at their table casually criticizing his latest career move, implying he should be more ambitious or mainstream. And instead of politely nodding along or awkwardly laughing it off, Clara, without hesitation, straightened her spine, her voice calm but firm, and said, "You don't understand what Michael is building. You only see what's visible on the surface. I, however, know the entire blueprint, the dream behind it." That, my friend, is pure love, right there. Because love, real, unconditional love, believes deeply in your unseen effort, in your hidden struggles, in your quiet aspirations. She sees the challenging mountain you are climbing, with all its treacherous paths and hidden obstacles, even if everyone else just sees you standing still at the base. So if she stands up for you, unequivocally, when you're not in the room to hear it, that is not just mere romance, that is profound reverence. Sign 6. She imagines a future, and you're still in it. You genuinely want to know if a woman loves you with a deep, lasting commitment. Then watch closely how she talks about the future. And I'm not just referring to the grand, sweeping statements like, "Someday we'll travel the world together." I mean the much smaller, far more telling things. The throwaway sentences, the offhanded plans she makes, the almost unconscious way she says "we" instead of "I" without even thinking twice about it. She's not necessarily handing you a formal wedding proposal or laying out a detailed 5-year plan. What she's doing is subtly, gently letting you know, through her words and actions, "I envision a life unfolding, and you are inherently present in the scenes I haven't even lived yet." And here's the real kicker, the profound insight. She might not even consciously realize she's doing it, because when love is truly authentic, when it's deeply rooted, the future automatically becomes something you both inherently shape, even without explicitly declaring it, even without meticulously planning every single step. Imagine this scenario. She's talking about repainting her apartment, a task she needs to tackle soon, and then she pauses, turns to you, and genuinely asks what color you think would feel more like us, like our space. Or she's doing her weekly grocery shopping, and without a second thought, she picks up your favorite, slightly obscure brand of chamomile tea, knowing it helps you unwind after a long day. Or she's casually talking about next year's holiday season, and she says, "Maybe we can do something a little different this Christmas. Perhaps visit that cabin upstate?" These aren't just random habits or fleeting thoughts. These are undeniable indicators of her deep, internal commitment to a shared future. And here's the profound philosophical weight of it. True love is not ultimately rooted in absolute certainty, because life is inherently uncertain. Instead, it is firmly rooted in intention. So when a woman starts to imagine a life, even vaguely, even in its abstract form, and you are undeniably a part of that envisioned future, that is not superficial fluff. That is her subconscious, brick by emotional brick, building a powerful, enduring structure around your presence. And it's vital to understand that this isn't about dependency. It's not a desperate, "I need you to survive" kind of statement. It's a powerful, affirmative, I want to create something truly meaningful with you, because this version of the future, with you in it, feels more true, more vibrant, more complete. Now, pay very close attention to this. If she never talks about the future with you, not even the most abstract, distant version of it, that isn't always an immediate red flag, but it is a crucial flashlight, because when genuine love is truly present, it naturally leaks forward in time. It spills effortlessly into tomorrow. It echoes with quiet certainty into someday. She's not meticulously scripting some elaborate fairy tale. She's just quietly, profoundly rooting your presence into the rich soil of her next season of life. And that, my friend, is no small thing at all. Sign 7. She loves you, despite the version of you that's still evolving. Let's be brutally honest for a moment. Most of us, perhaps all of us, are not yet the finished product. We are not the perfectly polished, idealized version of the man we aspire to be. Maybe you're still figuring things out in your career. Maybe you've got ambitious dreams with no clear, actionable plan yet. Maybe you're battling some stubborn bad habits with no fixed timeline for overcoming them. And perhaps, most profoundly, you're carrying some old wounds that haven't quite scarred over, still tender to the touch. If, despite all of this, she stays with you, not out of pity, not out of fear of being alone, but because she genuinely sees and deeply appreciates the real, hard work you are putting in to grow, to evolve, to become better, then listen to this truth very closely. She doesn't just love the final, perfect product you might one day become. She loves the process of becoming you. This, my friend, is profoundly different from mere support. Support is incredibly helpful, undeniably valuable. Encouragement is beautiful, uplifting. But what she is doing goes infinitely deeper. She is consciously signing up for the unfinished manuscript of your life. She is absolutely in love with a story that is still being written, with all its unpredictable twists, turns, and sometimes messy chapters. And that, my guy, is a truly radical form of love, because loving someone in their journey of becoming, loving them in their raw, unpolished, still striving self, not just their polished, successful, effortlessly charming self, that is, without a doubt, the rarest and most precious kind of love you will ever encounter. Most people in this world will love you for your outcomes, for your achievements, for your external successes. But she loves you for your effort, not because she's settling for less, not because she somehow doubts you'll eventually get to where you want to be, but because she understands the fundamental human condition in a way most people simply don't. None of us are ever truly finished products. We are all perpetually in a state of becoming. She's not grading you on some theoretical potential. She's holding sacred space for your entire, messy, beautiful journey. She knows there will be countless days when you flinch from challenges, when you unequivocally fail, when you fall painfully short of your own expectations. She knows your moments of anger, your periods of withdrawal, your nagging moments of profound doubt. And through it all, she doesn't run. She doesn't abandon you. Why? Because love, true, unwavering love, doesn't demand impossible perfection. What it truly asks for is your authentic presence. She's the one who still looks at you with unwavering belief when you've utterly disappointed yourself. She's the one who still reaches for your hand, gently, reassuringly, when your confidence is utterly broken and scattered. She doesn't shrink away from your shadows, however dark they may be. Instead, she stays, unwavering, and brings her own flashlight to help illuminate the path. And that, perhaps, is the most unexpected, yet beautiful, plot twist you never saw coming. She's not someone there to rescue you from your struggles. She's not someone there to magically fix all your broken pieces. But she is, profoundly, someone to walk faithfully beside you, hand in hand, while you do the hard, essential work of fixing yourself. She's not just loving who you were in the past. She's not just loving who you'll eventually become. She is loving you right now, in all your glorious chaos, your intricate complexity, and your beautiful contradictions. And if you are fortunate enough to have found that kind of love, don't just hold on to it tightly. Build her a kingdom worthy of that love. If any of these signs resonated deeply within you, if something inside you clicked with a truth deeper than just games or superficial tactics, then I want to extend a very special invitation. We've built a private, members-only room for the Stoic love community. This isn't for everyone. There's no noise here, no flexing, just a dedicated space for men like you, men who genuinely think, who deeply feel, who are committed to constantly evolving. It's where we don't just talk about women. We talk about true power, unwavering purpose, and profound inner peace. We explore how to stay calm when the world around you is incredibly loud. We discuss how to build an unshakable inner foundation that no one, absolutely no one, can ever take from you. If this message hit different, if this spoke to those hidden places you don't show publicly, then don't just scroll on by. The link to join the members-only room is in the description and pinned comment below. I'll see you on the inside, if you're one of the ones who truly gets it. And if not, that's perfectly okay too. But please, please don't forget what you just heard today. Because one day, perhaps sooner than you think, you will meet someone truly special, someone who will, subtly but powerfully, begin to show you these very signs. And when that moment arrives, armed with this Stoic wisdom, you will know exactly what it genuinely means. Stay vigilant, stay strong, stay Stoic. And I'll see you in the next profound conversation on Stoic love.